Good afternoon, everyone. It is November 11th, 2019, Veterans Day. And I'd just like to start out by saying thank you to all of our veterans. Thank you to my dad for serving in the Air Force. Thank you to all the family and friends that's been in any branch of the military. It is greatly appreciated from me. I did not serve, but I know a lot of you did for my freedom, and I thank you for that. So this is another episode of Josh's 2 Cents. And today kind of is going to feed off of Veterans Day, where we have people that served in the military, people that have been to battle, people that have had to kill or be killed in their branch of the military. And they did this for us. More modern times, they did it voluntarily. There is no draft anymore. So they did it voluntarily. And that brings me to a new push coming up in about a week. If you're in education, I'm sure you're aware of it, called RedforEd. And I will preface this that I work in education. I work in a K-12 school. I see what the teachers go through. I see how parents expect educators to be babysitters while the parents are lazy. I get that, and I see it, and I understand it. But on the other hand, I think teachers are selfish at times. I have a lot of teacher friends. This is not meant to make anybody mad, and as I've said before, we may disagree, but we can still be friends. So my understanding of this, whatever it is, RedforEd, is a teacher push where teachers are going to, at least here in Indiana, going to the Capitol or the State Building or downtown Indianapolis to have a, I don't know if you want to call it a protest or a peace or whatever it is. They'll be going down there on November 19th. And some of my understanding is the big thing they're wanting is better pay. I had heard also of better work environment. When I think of a work environment, when you work in air conditioning in the fall and the spring and you have heat all winter and you work inside, I don't know if you can complain about your work environment. Sounds like you're just being whiny to me. But here's some stats I found, and this information came off of a website from the RedforEd official site, neatoday.org/RedforEd. In Indiana, the average teacher salary is $35,900. No, I'm sorry. The average starting salary is $35,943. The average salary is $50,614. The starting pay is $36,000. So when you went into education, when you graduated high school, and you thought to yourself, I'm going to become a teacher, I am pretty sure you knew going in what your average pay. You did not go into teaching to get rich. You did not go into teaching to make $150,000 a year. You went into teaching because you love to teach kids and you wanted to be an impact on a kid's life. So to come back and complain that you're not getting paid enough when you knew going in burns me up. Here's some other stats to think about. Okay? Again, the average salary for a teacher is $50,614. $50,000, almost $51,000 is the average salary. That means there's a lot of people above $51,000. The average income in Indiana is $54,000 and some change. So teachers are $4,000 less than the average income in the state. Now, let me throw these numbers at you. In Indiana, the average salary is $54,000 and some change. 181 or something. $54,000, we'll say. Those people work 260 days a year at least, unless they're working overtime. 260 days a year is a 12-month employee, making $54,000. Now, those people may get 2 weeks vacation, possibly. They may get a couple personal days, and they may get a handful of sick days, maybe 5, maybe 3. So you figure out of that, you may be able to take off 15 days a year out of 260, meaning you're still working 245 days a year for an average of $54,000. Now let's think about a teacher pay. I'm telling you guys, I love my teacher friends, most of you, but it burns me up. We'll go back to a teacher's average salary is $50,000. $50,614 is what the average teacher makes. Now, how many days a year does the teacher work? What's a school year? 182 days? You're working 182 days for $50,000 on average, and the rest of the state is working 260 days for $54,000 on average. So if a teacher works 182 days at $50,000, their hourly rate would be $34.76. $34.76 an hour based on an 8-hour day. Now, most teacher contracts aren't a full 8 hours. I was being generous there. $34, almost $35 an hour you make. Now, let's count vacation time. Indiana schools, you get 1 or 2 weeks of vacation in October for a fall break. Every other employer in the state doesn't get that. You get 2 weeks vacation at Christmas. No other employer gets that. You get 1 or 2 weeks vacation at spring break. No other employer gets that. You get 8 to 10 weeks vacation in the summer. 8 to 10 weeks vacation in the summer. No other employees get that in the state. You get President's Day off, possibly. Martin Luther King Day. You get some of those days off if they're not a snow day. You get off Thanksgiving Day and the day after Thanksgiving. 2 more days you get off that a lot of people don't get off if they work in factories or other jobs in the state. So for $50,000 a year, you get, we'll say 10 weeks in the summer, 2 weeks at spring break, 2 weeks at Christmas break, and we'll go with 1 week at fall break. 15 weeks vacation. 15 weeks vacation. And you make an average of $50,614. So teachers, tell me, what exactly do you want to make to work 182 days a year? What do you think you're worth working 182 days a year with 15 weeks vacation? Now, I didn't even get into the fact you get sick days and personal days that you can take. So you can add those days on. There's at least another week you can take off. I didn't count the e-learning days where you only have to be available for 3 or 4 hours in the morning and you get the rest of the day off, but you get paid for a full day. It is just hard for me to understand on Veterans Day the people that sacrificed their lives, the people that went and got killed, the people that are leaving their families, the men and women that are in their 40s leaving their families, homeside, stateside, to go overseas to work for the freedom and work for the life that we all have. And then we've got people in this state, in this country, that works in heat and air, inside, plush environments to work in. Not everybody. I know there's some schools out there that are in rough shape. And you're complaining over making $50,000. I've been in education for 20 years as a support staff person. 20 years. And I only made $50,000 about 4 or 5 years ago. Also, teachers get a prep. So there's 40 minutes to an hour a day. You don't even have students. Plus you get a half an hour lunch. So out of that 8 hours, you get an hour and a half of that off. I don't get it, guys. I really don't. I don't get it. We all have bad days. We all want to make more money. I ain't doubting that. But man, think about how good you've got it for the pay that you're making. I haven't even gotten into the fact of the homes that people live in, the cars that people drive that are teachers, 2-income teachers, or 2-income households, two teacher income households. I really think if anybody sees this, if anybody watches this, I'm probably going to piss some people off, I'll be honest, but sit back and think about it for a second. We all picked our jobs. I picked mine. You know what? I shop, see what else is out there. If you don't like it, get out of it. Go find a job making what you're making for the same amount of time that you work. I'm sorry if I've made some people mad. I'm kind of sorry. I hope I wake some people up. I hope you can open your eyes and think about it and look at it from a different perspective. You know, not to mention next week when all these teachers are wanting to go to Indianapolis and plead their case, schools are now having to close, possibly, do e-learning days because they won't have enough staff in their buildings. That, to me, sounds like a strike. Just think about what you're doing. Think about how good you've got it. Think about your work environment that you've got and how good it is. Think about the pay that you're making for the hours that you work, the days that you work. Now, granted, yep, you're right. Teachers got 3 and 4 hours of grading to do every night. Every night you got 3 and 4 hours of grading. I get that. That's what I hear anyway. But you've also got 15 weeks off that you don't have to work, you don't have to grade papers, you don't have to go to school. Think about it, guys. Think about it. I'm open for comments. I know I'm going to get some hate comments. I know people are going to be ticked off. I know I'm going to offend some people. But think about it. The entitled era we live in now, we think we deserve everything. We think we should get everything. I think I should get the best of everything. It's the society we live in. And as teachers, we or you should be teaching these kids that's not what life is about. You can't always be number one. Not everybody gets a ribbon. 100th place doesn't get a ribbon. There are losers and there are winners in this world. It's what it is. So with that being said, guys, I love you. I really do. We'll still be friends. You can go protest or whatever you want to call it. Ask for more money. You know, it's what it is. I love you. This is Josh's 2 cents. See you guys next time.